Have you ever walked into a room where the noise, the pressure, the expectation, and self-doubt is louder than your own voice?
So I walk into a room full of ideas, but I am invisible. So what have I missed? Maybe a promotion, opportunities. I strongly believe in this. Everyone and any person can be confident as long as they know how to use the right techniques and training.
Hi, and welcome to Speak Up and Stand Out, the show where confidence meets communication and stories inspire success. I'm your host, Navin the Iceman, and today we got a really interesting show for you. Today I have a very interesting guest with me. She is a two-time National Day Award winner. She is the founder of Dare to Speak Academy. She's trained professionals, leaders, children, and even educators to communicate with confidence, presence, and heart. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Susila Krishnasamy. How are you today?
I am absolutely fine, but you know something? I feel a little strange sitting here.
Because you're on the other side now, right? You're not,
Yeah.
You're not my co-host today.
No. Today I'm the guest, so I'm at your mercy.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. I think the viewers need to know, right? Why you are my guest today as well, right? You started the academy, okay, and the academy was to help people find their voice.
Yes.
Okay, but I know these missions, right, usually begin with a personal story.
Yes, of
So
course.
what made you realize that you had to create Dare to Speak Academy?
Yes, maybe I'm a storyteller. No, I like to tell stories.
It's okay. It's all good.
So I think maybe today I have chance to tell my story. For me, I think I've always been a little bit more. How do I put it? Not just personal yet, but the need to help. Yeah, and the need to help others is because I myself. I was very much a person whom I would say I'm hiding or, like the quiet person in the crowd.
You are quiet?
That's how I started. Yeah. That's
Okay.
how I started. I was quiet. I had a lot of things. Very, very hardworking. Very hardworking. But I tended to be, like, not that I was shy. Never shy. But just quiet. And that quiet meant what? That means I lost out a lot of things because I never actually put out a point. I would have ideas. I would have suggestions that I want to sort of, share with others. But I was comfortable. But as I grew up, of course, this is when I'm much younger. When I grew up, I realized that, hey, you can't be quiet when you have so many ideas. And some of these ideas, we don't even know whether it works because I never said it out loud. It is not tried. So I said, I need to come out of it. And of course, there were a lot of struggles in coming out of it, becoming, slowly. It was a very gradual thing. And I must also share this. English is not my first language.
Wow, I didn't know that. I wouldn't be able to tell.
Yes, I grew up in a Tamil-speaking family, a very humble family, because we couldn't even afford to send my brother and I to, what we call kindergarten before we started primary school. So my first encounter with English, imagine it was when I was in primary 1, my first day. And then can you so imagine the struggle? But I don't want to look at it as a struggle because I look at it as it's something that I did because I saw the need, because everybody was speaking that language and I was immersed. So that's the difference. At home, I may be speaking Tamil, but in school with my classmates, my teachers and all that, I was immersed in the language. And that's how, with hard work and all the drills and all that I did, I managed to learn to speak English. And imagine now, I'm telling people, hey, join Dare to Speak Academy where I'm going to teach you these skills and the resources in my training, which I have used on myself. But of course, I've sharpened it a little bit.
Oh, that's a beautiful foundation. And you know what? We'll talk about your challenges in learning the language later.
Yes.
Okay. But before we get too serious, right? Let's rewind a bit. Do you remember the very first time you had to speak in public? How did it go?
Oh, okay. Not very good. It went really bad. And I'm working, because I've already, I speak up and all that. And I'm perfectly fine when I am in front of a class, when I'm teaching. I'm perfectly fine. I'm very confident and I can, because I know what I'm going to talk. Not to say that, when I'm speaking, I don't know what I'm going to talk. But my first graduation, and it was a graduation ceremony, I was the chief MC. That was my first time.
Wow.
First time I was assigned, and it was like, okay, I knew my script, I knew everything, but guess what? I was so excited. I spoke a little fast. Number two, I was, of course, shivering my body, the whole thing. And these are the things I now talk to people about. But let's not finish that story. You know what happened? I was so excited. So there is this congregation, they will just come in and then they'll be seated. And I have to cue that we will play the national anthem. And of course, I forgot. I straight away welcomed everybody, invited the CEO to give his speech. And then, of course, I'm not aware because I was so nervous. When I went backstage, when the speech was done, my boss came behind. He said, "You forgot to say about the national anthem." And I'm like, oh,
Wow.
boo-boo, big boo-boo,
Wow.
But there was this gentleman, he's, I'm really grateful to him. He was one of the tech staff and he said, is this your first time? I say, yeah. Yeah, my first time. I think I did so badly. I was feeling so down about it. He said, no, first time, it's okay. Yeah, so what? It's all right. But you know what? He said, you look good on stage. You got presence, So you should. And I was like, wow, this is good feedback. And that's the feedback I have told myself, yes, we have something that we can always use to be confident about ourselves.
That's so true.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was my boo-boo story.
I love that. It's so funny. Okay. And the people who teach calm often start with chaos.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So let's see how far you've come. We're going to play a quick round called Calm or Chaos.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, of course I am.
Okay. First time speaking in front of your boss.
Of course, chaos.
First time you forgot your line mid-speech.
Oh, that is mega chaos.
First time you got a compliment after presentation.
Of course, that is calm. But
Okay.
a bit of relief first. Then I was, calm. Yes.
All right.
It's nice.
Yeah, definitely is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Which brings
yes.
us straight to today's conversation.
Sure.
When people think of public speaking, they imagine polished speakers, perfect
course.
timing, flawless delivery.
Yes.
But Dare to Speak Academy started because you saw something different,
Yes.
a need. What was the gap you wanted to fill?
Okay, the gap is like what I shared earlier on, the fact that there are many people. Yeah, we're talking about people, we're talking about children. They're very good. They're really excellent, they know all their stuff and all that. But the minute you put them in front of people, they freeze.
Yep, they do.
Yeah, they freeze. And they freeze not because they don't know the content. They freeze because it could be, the anxiety, the fear. So I, sort of thought about it and said, no. I started like that too. I was also fearful and all. And so Dare to Speak Academy essentially is to help people find their confident voice, you see. And not just find it, the kind of techniques we have, the kind of training we provide, we guarantee that they will be confident because we've done it before and we've seen the kind of confidence people have. And I also want to share my two sons. They are the products of my methodology. And they are now, both of them are so different, and yet you put them in front, both of them are litigators, and you put them in front in court, wherever they are so confident and they have their own style of confidence. So that's what confidence is, yeah.
Yeah, it is. And I know one of your sons, so right. Okay, so you often speak about speak up and stand out.
Yes.
Okay, can you break those down for us?
Yes. When we say speak up, it's not like shouting and speaking up. It's like, it's your opportunity, like so put up your hand and you speak. Yeah, you say, you may have ideas, so you share. So speaking up, it also takes courage.
Yep.
Yeah, it takes courage, not just confidence alone, courage. And with courage, I think eventually the person can become more confident. So speak up is about speaking, sharing ideas, and stand out is a little different because it's about you now standing out. That means you've said something which I always tell people, when you share things of substance, you will always stand out.
Yep.
So that's the one is about conversation and the other one is presence.
Wow, that's such a simple and powerful distinction. Okay. And it's not just about how you talk.
Yeah.
Okay. It's about how you show up.
Yes.
And which actually brings us to this, staying calm under pressure. You've coached executives before, high stakes presentations. What's your framework for that?
Okay, I'm going to share about the 3 A's. The first one is anchor, second one is align, and the third one is amplify. So when we say anchor, you anchor your body. You need to make sure that your posture is right, you're standing in a way that you are able to speak. Because a lot of people, what they do is, they put their feet together and all that. So that's where the anchoring is important so that you are able to speak. The second one is align. Align your message. Whatever message that you have, you align it. You need to have, later we will talk about what are the ways that you can sort of organize your content. So make sure you have a main idea and you are able to align that. And of course, amplify your delivery because at the end of the day, you are saying something. And when you say that, it's how you say it, your voice, the variety in your voice, and also the gestures and everything.
Okay, fantastic. So like, I'll like just add on to this, right? Okay, right. Pauses are important.
Yes, of course.
Pausing while you speak is very important. Don't pause too long, though.
Too dramatic.
Too dramatic, yeah.
Yeah.
And I always remind people that nerves aren't the enemy, right?
Yes,
They are
yes.
the energy.
Yes.
So confidence isn't about eliminating fear. It's about learning to breathe through it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For the people listening right now, maybe they have a big meeting, an interview, a class presentation. What's something they can actually do to sound sharper?
There are 2 things I want to share. This is not just for people, adults, it is also for children. Yeah. The first one is silence, pause, and drill. Now, what this means is that you record. You record yourself. Whatever that you're saying, you record it and listen to yourself, and you will realize there will be a lot of fillers. So the second time,
Like what I'm doing right now.
yes, all of us do it. And it's okay when you are, like now when we are talking, it's different because you need to think to that, the question you're asking, so I'm responding. There may be, but when it's a prepared thing, you know what you're going to say, you've already thought about it, then you should eliminate those and ums and whatever fillers that you use. That will straight away lift up your credibility. Okay?
Wow.
The second one is what I call the rule of 3. Now, the rule of 3 is you don't want to give people too much of information, too many. People just will forget. So we always say use the rule of 3, whatever you're talking about, just 3 things. So if it's a problem, talk about the problem. What is the solution? And what are the benefits? That's it. That's all people want to hear. So these 2.
Wow, I love that because sometimes the calmest things you can do is pause.
Yes.
Okay, I want to ask you about something very specific in this region. Right? In Asia, we grew up in cultures that value hierarchy and harmony.
Yeah.
And speaking up can feel risky.
Yes.
Okay, how do you help your learners navigate that?
When you talk about Asia, I've done quite a bit of training. The ASEAN countries, I've been to Yangon a couple of times. I have also trained in Hanoi twice and in Vientiane, a couple of times. And my recent was in Brunei. And I've also been to Japan where I taught school kids, I think they were about 15, 16-year-olds. And for all of them, because we're all Asians, right? We all have these thing that, we shouldn't, respect, there's this hierarchy. It could be age, it could be position and all that. So I tell my learners, I tell anybody and everybody, I say, no, you're You don't need to be rude. You don't need to interrupt them. You don't need to say something that is offensive. You can still contribute because your contribution is important. Or else how will people know that you have something to say? Then you are like me initially, the quiet, hide somewhere, and then frustrated that you never got to say something. But there are ways to do it. So I tell them, whenever you need to you have an idea, you don't want to offend, you say, may I add to that point that you just made? Could I suggest something a little different, but perhaps we could, tweak it, we could work on it. May I share that? So you see, may, could, these are what we call modals. And these are very good because they sort of give the other person an option.
Yep, correct. They do.
Yeah. So they won't feel like, you are, against my idea, or you're being rude. So I feel that we can be assertive without being aggressive.
That's really well said.
Yeah.
And I know you've seen people transform through this process.
Yes.
Okay, is there a moment that really stayed with you?
There are so many, really so many. And I think in my other episodes, I have shared quite a lot about, at Founders, under Founders Corner, I've shared about, this particular person and all. But today I thought I want to say that it's amazing that I have so many, and they all say the same thing. They all say the same thing. And the thing they say to me is that they've always been fearful, number one, or they're nervous, or they had doubts about themselves. But with the training, with the kind of tools that we use at Dare to Speak Academy, what was amazing is when I set up Dare to Speak Academy, because I've taught for over 40 years, and I've taught children, I've taught, professionals. And these students who were with me when I was teaching at the Tourism Academy at Sentosa, amazing because they were all foreigners. It was an international school in that sense. I mean, we took international students rather. And when I set up, I didn't really ask them for feedback, but the response I got, that's what I would say, hey, that's my response to the kind of teaching, the kind of programs we run. Because they were like, you are the one who helped me to find my voice. I was so nervous, but I always remember what, this is what the students wrote. Because I always told them, yes, you will feel nervous, you will feel anxious, but go with it. You ride with your fear. Because when you ride with your fear, you are in a way, because you're so excited about presenting, you actually forget that you are nervous. And you keep taking all these small steps. Nothing happens overnight. I hope nobody gets the impression like, at Dare to Speak Academy, there's magic. You turn up the first day, the next day. No. It's a lot of hard work, but we know how to do it. And that's how these students, responded. So there are so many success stories. So I don't want to point one.
Yeah, but that's a good thing because it's not just about professional growth.
Yes.
Okay, it's about personal freedom as well, right?
Yes,
And I'm going to deviate from the script totally and go you said you used to teach in Sentosa, right?
Yes.
Okay, and international students.
Yes.
So was there this language barrier? Was there multiple languages they had to deal with?
Yes. They were the ones who were grappling because they all come from different countries. But I will simplify. I've always been able to communicate, and I feel that because I'm full of action. So I find that because I use a lot of action, I'm animated, I think I get the point across a little bit, not that better, but I do get the point across. But not that I had to speak many languages. I still continue to speak in English. Yes, I will not. Because I know we had students from China and some of the lecturers will sometimes try to translate, And I said, yes, we could do it, once or twice. Sometimes you need to get a student to translate. But I strongly discourage that.
Did you feel like Mr. Brown from Mind Your Language?
No.
I am Brown.
I was just picturing that in my head. I was like, multiple languages, teaching English, that would have been really, really hard. Honestly, I think, if you're teaching one particular group which all speak the same language, I think it's a lot easier.
Yes,
but when there's multiple languages there, I think you have to give the right amount of attention to everyone,
Yes.
and it's to be equally shared, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
wow, that's fantastically
Yeah,
done.
and I think that is not easy, but all the lecturers there, I wouldn't just credit myself. All of us, made attempts to communicate. And because I was doing a lot of communication, maybe, for me, it's a little different. I could teach them the tips and all that. And even I think I've also managed to get testimonials from 2 or 3 of my students from Tourism Academy at Sentosa. And you can imagine the kind of simple things, we always look at it as, I've done my teaching, I've made sure. But we don't realize the impact it has on the learners.
On the learner, yes, exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they will always see that the one thing that you mentioned, that made an impact, or that, that advice that you gave me, I use it. There's one, I know I'm deviating as well. There was this girl, I taught her, she's from China. And she just recently wrote to me to say that, Miss Susila, I've always admired you. You know why I'm very colorful? Like you all know, I always wear all these bright colors. And the reason I do that is also to, not be boring, Can you imagine you walk into class and you're wearing the dull colors and then they're like, So I look at it as that's my personal style. I'm very colorful. And I know people tease me. They'll say, you want red packet and all that. I like, who cares? Because my students, they love it.
Yeah, they do.
They love it. And even for corporate training and all that, I wear my bright colors and I say, this is me. This is the way I am. And she wrote to say that, I've always admired you. You're so bright and all that. It's not just the bright in the color, but the colors I wore, but, in the personality. And she has decided to, like, I'm the role model. And she said, now I do the same thing. I make myself, dress in colors that, give me a lot of confidence. And it's working.
Wow.
In Harvard.
Wow, okay,
And
interesting.
I was like, wow. And I think that's a testimonial I'm going to share in my website.
Oh, please do, yeah. Okay, so I've heard something. I've heard that you like to put your students on the spot.
Yes.
Okay, so today is your turn. Okay, can we see a 1-minute persuasive formula in action?
What I'm going to do now is what we call hook, stick, proof. So I walk into a room full of ideas, but I am invisible. I am saying something, all the ideas I'm saying, but nobody heard me. So what have I missed? I have missed maybe a promotion. I have missed opportunities. And what is happening to me? A decline, a decrease of my confidence. At Dare to Speak Academy, we help children and professionals to own their voice and presence. 3 things that, remember the rule of 3? Yes, the next meeting that you go, use the rule of 3 and shine at that meeting.
I'm inspired and slightly intimidated. That was textbook hook, sticks, and proof.
Yeah, but you see, you know the structure. And when you know the structure, you can just use it anywhere for any context. It's not difficult, isn't it? Hook, stick, proof.
Wow, okay. And, it's time for something that we do all the time.
Okay.
It's time for Founders Corner.
Oh, my
And
founder's
even though
corner.
you're a guest on the show, you're still the founder. It's still your corner. So what do you have for us this week?
Okay, for Founders Corner today, I thought instead of sharing about one of my students who has done well, or rather who has found the voice and the presence through the training that we have, what I wanted to share is that confidence, a lot of people, they feel that it's very, you're born with it, you have it naturally. My own story will tell you that, no, I was not born confident, It is something that we can acquire. We built on it. So small successes, every little thing. So I always, whenever I do the training, even in this Founders Corner that we call it, this is what I want to share, that we should always start somewhere. It's that just do it. A lot of people don't want to do it. They will just say, oh no, I can't. The fear always overwhelms them. But here I'm always saying, no, it doesn't matter. You start, you just do it. And once you are in it, you have to put in all that energy, that the work, and fulfill those things that are going to help you. And when you do that, you will be Shining, of course, shining slowly. It is something that takes time. So confidence can be built. It's not something that we have to be afraid of and say, no, I don't think I can be like that person. No. I strongly believe in this. Everyone and any person can be confident as long as they know how to use the right techniques and training. And at Dare to Speak Academy, we provide that.
And that's what I love about Dare to Speak Academy and what they're teaching. Because you make calm look strong,
Yes.
not quiet,
Yeah.
not passive, but powerful, right?
Yes.
Okay. And, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
I think you love this segment. It's called Rapid Fire.
Okay.
And it's my pleasure to put my co-host and today's guest on the spot.
Okay.
So, okay, rapid fire. First thought, no overthinking.
Okay, I'll try.
Right? Speak up or stand out.
Oh, stand out for me. But make sure stand out with
what?
substance.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Biggest public speaking pet peeve.
Apologizing even before greeting.
Oh, you mean like sorry, hi, welcome, sorry, welcome to this. Yeah, you're not exactly right. Yeah.
No, you say, go up there and say, sorry, and then start. Or starting with what? No, so. That's another one. So, and I say, why? What is the cause? What is the effect for you to say, so you are the MC or whatever? Start, yeah.
A mentor or book that shaped your speaking.
There are so many books, really very hard for me to pinpoint to one. But there is one like Anthony Robbins. I really love his books and I also love his style of speaking. Yeah.
Wow, okay. Filler word that you used to struggle with.
It used to come into every sentence that I said.
One communication lesson everyone should know.
You need to pause because sometimes people forget that pause can be as dramatic as the message that you have to convey.
I totally agree with that. Confidence in one word.
Confidence is clarity.
Okay, and that's the end of Rapid Fire. Okay, so Susila, right, I made an announcement earlier on while introducing you, okay? I mentioned that you are a National Day Award winner, two-time National Day Award winner. I should say it like a commentator at a sports game. Two-time National Day Award winner, Susila Krishnasamy. But what is the National Day Award?
Because National Day Award, right, during National Day itself, every year, Ministry of Education, they have recipients to whom they will award, and they have different awards. And yes, I've won twice, and essentially because I was in Temasek Polytechnic, and in Temasek Polytechnic, I'm dealing with education.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is really a recognition of the work I did with the students, with the Polytechnic. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And a lot of people wouldn't know that there's such an award out there, right?
Yes.
But fantastic. Congratulations on winning this one.
Yes, thank you.
And also I've come to know that you've written some books.
Yeah.
Wow. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Not some books. 2 books, and I co-authored. Okay. Yeah, and I co-authored.
Okay. Co-authored as well. Fantastic.
Co-authored. Wow. I think the books I don't mind saying a little bit because these are communication books. There are a lot of books on so many things, so many areas and the fields and all that. But for communication, especially on a local context, we have very few books. So my colleague and I, we co-authored one book. It was just a generic communication skill kind of book. And then the second one was more specific about effective communication. Yeah, so I'm very happy that I sort of, worked on these 2 books with my colleague because sometimes you have all these ideas and all that, and you can't just be hoping that everybody is there for training. When you write, somebody is going to read the book, and
exactly.
That's how you still convey. You're still using the books as a form of, knowledge for people to gain. Yeah.
I mean, it does transcend a little bit more on the local culture. I mean, it helps the people of Asia a little bit more. I think it's more catered to people around here, right? So I think, those are the books to look for.
As the founder of Dare to Speak Academy, I've seen how powerful it is when young people find their voice. That's why I've created these programs to transform their public speaking and confidence in just 8 weeks. For ages 8 to 10, our conversation champions. For ages 11 to 15, the Speak Up Squad. And for ages 16 to 20, the Step Up Launchpad. All our courses come with a money-back guarantee if your child does not achieve the intended outcomes. Click the link below to find out more about these programs.
Well, there's a topic that we talked about early on,
Yes.
right? And I said I'll get back to it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And that was your language barrier when you started.
Okay.
Right. I think you mentioned that you came from a predominantly Tamil-speaking household, and you only experienced English, at the age of 7, was it?
Primary
school,
one
right?
is 7
one,
years,
right?
yes.
Right. And that must have been a real challenge, right?
Yes.
So going from Tamil speaking to your first, I won't even say first day, first week in a classroom where you are taught English, how do you cope?
I know that it was, very strange. Now kids are pressurized, right?
Yep.
They come back, maybe because it's the time, those days. It was so chilled, I just went and didn't understand. The challenge was there, but I don't think I came home and, cried and told my parents, I don't know, somehow I adjusted, not easily, but adjusted because, remember, I don't talk very much anyway. I'm the quiet person in the background.
Yeah, so you went from not speaking English to learning how to speak English but staying quiet,
Yes.
to now running
Now
an
become too
academy
loud.
that teaches people how to speak. So
Yes, yes.
wow, okay, that's interesting. And I think also I would like to say that there's a lot of difference in education from then and now, right?
Yes,
I think
yes.
educators were a lot harder then. They were a lot more. I think they were a lot more scarier.
Yeah,
I would
maybe.
to say to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then yes, there are those exceptional educators who stand out, and then they find potential, and then they let their potential grow, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
I think you were very lucky.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think we know that they were hard, but I think there was very little pressure.
Wow.
Very little pressure from parents at that time. Yes. You go to school, you do your best. That's it. And nobody is stressing you. So the teachers were also not as stressed as I would say when my boys were in school. Don't even talk about now.
Yeah, the
my
curriculum has changed so
Yeah.
much. What kids are learning in primary school now was taught in secondary school
Yes.
just a few years ago, right?
Yes. So that's why it was not a challenge for me to have learned a totally new language. And now I'm so embarrassed I can't speak Tamil as well as my English.
Really?
I am
Well,
embarrassed.
you're a little bit like me. I only started speaking English at the age of 4. I spoke Hindi all the way.
But then is your Hindi okay now?
No,
No. See?
I mean it's only street level, so it's no longer the way it used to be. Yeah.
But I love speaking. Whenever I meet my auntie, my 2 aunties I have, I love to have a conversation in Tamil.
Yeah, but again, Dare to Speak Academy is not about just speaking English, right? I mean,
Yes, it's
it's
communicating.
communication generally.
Yes,
You can speak in whichever language you like, and I think at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you need to have the right formula
Yes.
for speaking to a crowd,
Yeah.
right? And not just a crowd, a presentation, speaking to your bosses, the way you do it. Okay, I think at the end of the day, if you need that help, Dare to Speak Academy is there for you,
Yeah.
right? So
And
now,
we have the frameworks.
Yeah.
I always tell people they're all frameworks, and these are frameworks that we have tried and tested with my 2 sons, and then now with all the students and adults that I have taught. So it's not something, and that's why we say money back guarantee.
oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know there's money back guarantee. Wow. Okay.
Yes, because we are so. I think I've said this a few times. I'm very confident of our methods and our training, and that's why we say that.
So before we wrap up, what's one quirky public speaking challenge you'd give to our listeners?
Okay. If you have a pitch to make, okay, before you start the pitch, hold a couple of cubes of ice in your palm, okay, and start speaking. And I know what is happening to you, right? As you are speaking, your body is uncomfortable, but you are, because you know you need to make that pitch. So you continue to speak. And that's how it should be when you try this out. Okay. And I think this is something people will say, wow, try it. Because
Yeah,
you
no
realize,
harm in trying it, right?
Yeah, try it. And you will realize that, oh my goodness, it's cold, but you will manage to sustain. That means you don't think about the cold anymore. You get
Yeah.
comfortable with your own pitch, the message that you want to put across.
Well, I love it, And what's your one-liner for this episode?
My one-liner is clarity will enable you to lead with confidence.
And your dare for our listeners.
Okay.
Okay, what's your dare going to be today?
Okay, your dare, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is silence, pause, drill. I talked about it earlier, so now you are going to do it. Okay? Have a speech prepared that you're going to speak, record it. After you have recorded it, okay, listen, and those parts where you have your fillers, replace them. You could have a pause. I think it's okay to have a dramatic pause, but don't have a long pause. And hear yourself again. That means record after you have removed the fillers. So that's your challenge. It's simple, but it will give you credibility because you have no more or less fillers that are so distracting.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. So, you know what? Sad to say this, we've come to the end of the episode.
Oh, we have so fast.
And, for everyone listening, remember, calm isn't passive. Calm is power. Okay, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we have the lovely Susila Krishnasamy. They call me Navin the Iceman. Speak up, stand out.
And succeed.
Yes, you will. Okay.